Everyone knows blueberries are healthy, but not all blueberries are created equal. New research is shining a spotlight on wild blueberries specifically, and the differences between wild and cultivated varieties are more significant than most people realize. Wild blueberries are smaller, more intensely flavored, and packed with substantially more antioxidants per serving than their cultivated cousins. Today we're diving into why wild blueberries deserve a dedicated place in your diet, and the surprising range of health benefits that recent studies have uncovered.
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Let's start with what actually makes wild blueberries different from the big plump cultivated ones you find in most grocery stores. Wild blueberries, which are primarily grown in Maine and eastern Canada, are not planted by farmers. They grow naturally on low bushes in harsh climates and poor soils. Because of these challenging growing conditions, the plants produce much higher concentrations of protective phytochemicals, particularly anthocyanins, which are the pigments that give them their deep blue-purple color. These anthocyanins are powerful antioxidants that have been linked to a wide range of health benefits.
A comprehensive review of the research found that wild blueberries support heart health, brain function, and gut health through multiple mechanisms. For cardiovascular health, they improve circulation, reduce blood pressure, lower LDL cholesterol, and improve blood sugar regulation. The polyphenols in wild blueberries enhance the production of nitric oxide, which relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow. Dr. Mercola has long emphasized the importance of supporting endothelial function for heart health, and wild blueberries provide exactly the kind of plant-based compounds that your blood vessel lining thrives on.
The brain health benefits are particularly exciting, especially for older adults. Studies have shown that regular wild blueberry consumption can help seniors think faster and improve cognitive processing speed. The anthocyanins in blueberries cross the blood-brain barrier, which means they can directly reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in brain tissue. They've also been shown to improve signaling between neurons and support neuroplasticity, which is your brain's ability to form new connections. For anyone concerned about age-related cognitive decline, wild blueberries represent one of the most accessible and enjoyable neuroprotective foods available.
The gut health connection is another fascinating area of research. Wild blueberries act as a prebiotic, meaning they feed your beneficial gut bacteria. The fiber and polyphenols in blueberries specifically support the growth of bacteria like bifidobacterium and lactobacillus, which are associated with reduced inflammation and improved immune function. And as we discussed in our episode on postbiotics, a healthier microbiome produces more of the beneficial metabolites that your body relies on for everything from mood regulation to immune defense. So eating wild blueberries creates a positive cascade that starts in your gut and ripples throughout your entire body.
One of the more surprising findings from recent research is that wild blueberries may increase fat burning during exercise. Athletes and active individuals who consumed wild blueberry supplements showed enhanced fat oxidation during physical activity. This appears to be related to the way blueberry polyphenols influence mitochondrial function and energy metabolism. Your mitochondria become more efficient at utilizing fat as a fuel source, which not only supports body composition, but also improves exercise endurance. Dr. Mercola has always emphasized mitochondrial health as a foundation of overall wellness, and blueberries appear to support this at a cellular level.
The cancer protective properties of wild blueberries are also backed by growing evidence. The anthocyanins and other phytonutrients in blueberries have been shown to inhibit cancer cell growth, promote apoptosis, which is programmed cell death in damaged cells, and reduce angiogenesis, which is the formation of new blood vessels that tumors need to grow. While no single food can prevent cancer on its own, the density of protective compounds in wild blueberries makes them one of the most potent anti-cancer foods you can incorporate into your daily diet. The research is particularly encouraging for colon, breast, and prostate cancer risk reduction.
Eye health is another area where wild blueberries show impressive benefits. The anthocyanins in blueberries help protect the retina from oxidative damage and may slow the progression of age-related macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of vision loss in older adults. These compounds also improve blood flow to the tiny capillaries that supply your eyes and help protect the lens from the kind of protein cross-linking that leads to cataracts. For anyone spending significant time in front of screens, the blue light protective properties of anthocyanins are an additional benefit worth considering.
Wild blueberries also show promise for blood sugar management, which might seem counterintuitive since they're a fruit. But the fiber and polyphenols in blueberries actually slow glucose absorption and improve insulin sensitivity. Studies have shown that consuming blueberries with a meal reduces the blood sugar spike compared to eating the same meal without them. This makes them a particularly smart choice for people with insulin resistance or prediabetes. Dr. Mercola emphasizes that metabolic flexibility and insulin sensitivity are cornerstones of long-term health, and foods like wild blueberries that improve these markers deserve priority in your diet.
There's even emerging research linking blueberry consumption to reduced risk of urinary tract infections. The same mechanisms that make cranberries helpful for UTI prevention, specifically the proanthocyanidins that prevent bacteria from adhering to the urinary tract wall, are also present in blueberries. While cranberries still have the stronger reputation for UTI prevention, blueberries offer the same compounds alongside a much broader spectrum of health benefits, making them a more versatile daily food choice.
Now, let's talk about the practical side of incorporating wild blueberries into your diet. Fresh wild blueberries have a limited season, usually late July through August, so frozen wild blueberries are the most practical option year-round. And here's the good news. Frozen wild blueberries retain virtually all of their nutritional value. In fact, the freezing process may actually make some of the anthocyanins more bioavailable by breaking down cell walls. Look for bags specifically labeled wild blueberries in the frozen fruit section, as regular frozen blueberries are typically the cultivated variety.
Dr. Mercola suggests some delicious ways to enjoy wild blueberries that maximize their health benefits. Pairing them with raw dairy, like adding them to raw milk yogurt or raw cream, combines their antioxidants with the beneficial fats and probiotics in raw dairy. The fat actually improves absorption of the fat-soluble antioxidants. You can also add them to savory dishes. Wild blueberry sauces pair beautifully with grass-fed meats, creating a combination that provides both protein and a powerful dose of phytonutrients. A simple blueberry balsamic reduction over lamb or venison is a meal that's as nourishing as it is delicious.
One important consideration is sourcing. Because blueberries are relatively thin-skinned, they can absorb pesticides readily. Conventionally grown blueberries frequently show up on the Environmental Working Group's Dirty Dozen list. Wild blueberries, because they grow in natural settings without the intensive pesticide applications used in conventional farming, tend to have lower pesticide residues. However, if you're buying cultivated blueberries, opting for organic is a smart choice. Dr. Mercola has been vocal about the cumulative health impacts of pesticide exposure, particularly glyphosate, and choosing organic or wild berries reduces this burden.
The anti-aging properties of wild blueberries extend beyond what any single mechanism can explain. The combination of antioxidant protection, anti-inflammatory effects, improved circulation, enhanced mitochondrial function, and microbiome support creates a synergistic effect that influences biological aging at multiple levels. Researchers have found that regular blueberry consumption is associated with longer telomere length, which is one of the most established biomarkers of cellular aging. When a single food positively influences this many pathways simultaneously, it starts to look less like a snack and more like medicine.
It's also worth highlighting the anti-inflammatory mechanisms in more detail, because chronic inflammation is at the root of so many modern diseases. Wild blueberries reduce inflammation through multiple pathways simultaneously. They inhibit the NF-κB signaling pathway, which is the master switch for inflammatory gene expression. They reduce levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines like interleukin-6 and TNF-alpha. And they modulate the activity of COX enzymes, which are the same enzymes that drugs like ibuprofen target. The difference is that blueberries provide this anti-inflammatory effect without the gut damage and cardiovascular risks associated with chronic NSAID use. Dr. Mercola often points out that food-based anti-inflammatory compounds are safer and more sustainable than pharmaceutical approaches for managing chronic inflammation.
The cardiovascular benefits deserve even more emphasis given that heart disease remains the leading cause of death worldwide. Beyond the nitric oxide enhancement and cholesterol improvements we mentioned, wild blueberries have been shown to reduce arterial stiffness, which is one of the earliest and most reliable predictors of cardiovascular events. As arteries lose their flexibility with age, the heart has to work harder to pump blood, and blood pressure rises. The polyphenols in wild blueberries help maintain arterial elasticity by protecting the collagen and elastin fibers in blood vessel walls from oxidative damage. In practical terms, eating wild blueberries regularly may help keep your arteries younger than your chronological age.
The quantity needed to see benefits is also quite reasonable. Most studies showing significant health improvements use doses equivalent to about 1 cup of wild blueberries per day. That's entirely achievable as part of a normal diet. Add half a cup to your morning smoothie or yogurt and another half cup as an afternoon snack, and you've hit the therapeutic threshold. Consistency matters more than quantity here. Regular daily consumption of a moderate amount is more beneficial than eating large amounts sporadically. Smoothies are probably the easiest delivery vehicle. Blend a cup of frozen wild blueberries with some raw milk or coconut milk, a scoop of collagen peptides, and a tablespoon of MCT oil or coconut oil. The healthy fats dramatically improve absorption of the fat-soluble antioxidants. You can also simply eat them frozen as a snack, which many people find refreshing and satisfying. Another approach is to make a wild blueberry compote by gently warming them with a bit of raw honey and cinnamon, then spooning that over grass-fed yogurt. These preparations preserve the delicate phytonutrients while making the blueberries even more enjoyable and bioavailable.
The bottom line is that wild blueberries are one of the most nutrient-dense, research-backed superfoods available, and they're genuinely enjoyable to eat. They protect your heart, sharpen your brain, feed your gut bacteria, fight inflammation, support healthy blood sugar, and may even help prevent cancer. If you're going to prioritize one fruit in your diet, wild blueberries make a compelling case for being at the top of the list. Keep a bag of frozen wild blueberries in your freezer and make them part of your daily routine. The research overwhelmingly supports that this simple habit pays dividends for your health at every level. You can read the full article at Mercola.com.
Looking for trusted health wisdom you can hold in your hands? Discover the life-changing books of Dr. Mercola at joyhousepublishing.com. These titles bring decades of natural health research into practical steps for better energy, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. Take charge of your health with guidance rooted in science and experience. Visit joyhousepublishing.com now and claim your bonuses while they are available.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.